Well, I'm Simon McCain, and these are my friends. And they're also some dynamite musicians, and they happen to be in the same bodies. And
almost in the same minds.
Yeah, that's right. And that's Charlie Morgan on the drums. Charlie's played with Elton John and many, many other Paul McCartney and people you might have heard of, and some Americans. He plays with Orleans.
Isn't Tina Turner American?
Tina Turner, I've heard of her. Yeah. He knows where the one is. And Don has played with just about everybody in town famous that you can think of. But I think you played with Reba, right? And
Reba?
no, everybody but Reba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that.
Don Kearse is playing bass tonight. Yes, and Tim Lorsch has played with Kenny Chesney and Rodney Crowell and Sam Baker. And this is Tim Lorsch playing mandolin and fiddle. And Mark Horowitz has played with everybody who's anybody in Americana, that especially that played in churches in Nashville.
Sam and Dave, I was informed.
And Sam and Dave. You heard of them? Yep. Sam's still alive. Dave is in the great beyond. But Mark Horowitz on the keyboard. And I'm just I'd like to call in blessings when we acknowledge the direction of the East and our ancestors, guardians, and guides. I want to thank him for being here and supporting this event and our performance tonight. I want to call in the energies of the South with gratitude, ancestors, guardians, guides, and angels. Ancestors, guardians, guides, and angels from the West, and angels, ancestors, guardians, guides from the North. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides from the above. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides from below, from the deep within the mother, and angels, ancestors, guardian, guides from the center. We ask him to be here to bless this event and to bless all of us throughout the weekend. Many blessings. We're going to start with a song that I wrote with Sean Galloway. It's about, we were talking about learning how to get along with your shadow. And your shadow, you might call that alter ego in Freudian terms, but it can be the part of yourself that's more difficult to accept or deal with. And so he thought, well, the best thing would be to be able to dance with your shadow. So we started a song and finished it in one sitting. It worked out pretty good. So we're going to do that for you now, Dancing with My Shadow.
1, 2.
Standing in the light, dancing with my shadow, shining in the night, like the moon upon the meadow. Feeling, dreaming, feeling my freedom, stepping down the straight and narrow, boundless and bright, laughing in the light, dancing with my shadow. It wasn't always easy living here with you. I didn't want you near me till I found the truth. Being mindful in this moment has made a change in me, releasing my resistance to you as part of me. Standing in the light, dancing with my shadow, shining in the night, like the moon across a meadow. Beaming, dreaming, feeling my freedom, stepping down the straight and narrow, boundless and bright, laughing in the light, dancing with my shadow. So please talk to me when you need to be heard. I'll listen to your fears till you run out of words. We'll find our connection, letting go of control, moving with the music, dancing we are home. Standing in the light, dancing with my shadow, shining in the night, like the moon across a meadow. Feeling, dreaming, feeling my freedom, stepping down the straight and narrow, boundless and bright, laughing in the light, dancing with my shadow. Boundless and bright, laughing in the light, dancing with my shadow. All right. Thank you, thank you. All right. There'll be more of that. More opportunities to dance. I was I know there's a bunch of meditators here and a few medicators, but most of us are meditators. And I picked this song because it's some of it's about that moment that you can reach in meditation, or when you're out in a beautiful place in nature, where you suddenly have that kind of, you wake up for a minute, and you wake up so that all the reality is there, and so and it's all right in here, and you feel yourself connected with everything. So Keb Mo and Ezra Mohawk wrote the song. It's called Infinite Eyes. Every ray of sunshine, every drop of rain, every time the wind blows, I hear your name. Every time a flower grows or a baby cries, everything that's young and old, you'll live and die. I don't know what's out there way behind the sun. I get the feeling that we're not the only one. I can see miracles happening all the time. I can see eternity through infinite eyes. just a thinking, just the other day, about some other universe, not so far away. Maybe I'm an alien from a neighborhood star. Maybe I'll just fly away on a slide guitar. I don't know what's out there way behind the sun. I get the feeling that we're not the only one. I can see miracles happening all the time. I can see eternity through infinite eyes. I don't know what's out there way behind the sun. I get the feeling that we're not the only one. I can see miracles happening all the time. I can see eternity through infinite eyes. Through infinite eyes. Through infinite eyes. Thanks. Cool.
Oh, not the accordion.
Ah, yes. Mark is also an accordion player. Everybody stay. Everybody stay. It'll be all right.
It's all right. It's all right. No panic for the rush for the door.
We're not going to do Lady of Spain, promise. He did that to warm up, but he's not going to do that for us. Well, my dad is an ex-Marine, and and you know, once an ex-Marine, always an ex-Marine, like they say. But he told me at one point that he'd had a guy from his outfit that called him up, and he worked for the city of New York, and my dad lives in Shreveport, Louisiana. And Dad said, well, he said he wanted to get back together and just kind of talk over some stuff. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't think we'll have anything in common, because my dad didn't think they'd have anything in common. Guy flew down for 3 days. They almost didn't go to sleep. They talked and drank the whole time, and just really, the old bond, you know, was something that was real important for him. And so I got thinking about that, and my friend James Nyhan and Wood Newton wrote this song, Brothers of the Wind. Both of those guys are still alive. My dad just is about to turn 91, and so I think the Polish guy is, I think he was a corporal, but I think he's still on this side of the grass as well. But so I'm going to dedicate this to that bond that men get when they're in combat and when they go through difficult times together. And I also want to dedicate it to us being able to find ways to do that bond without that kind of intensity, and have the bond and let that be the intensity. Yep. There it is. I'm thinking instead of the postcard flew from Idaho by the postmark and the eagle on the stamp. I brought it in to Daddy, read it to him by the bedside lamp. It was the only time I saw him cry in those final days of pain. But he had a smile in his eyes when he said, "Son, could you read it once again?" Dear Warren, do you still remember me? Old friend I hadn't seen since 1963. How's the family? Do you remember when we could outrun any storm? Lord, those skies were warm. We were so much younger then. We were brothers of the wind. Love, Norm. Norm was Daddy's wingman. They kept the skies ablaze in World War II. Lost a lot of buddies. By the grace of God, they made it through. Daddy always told me, you got to keep a good friend by your side. Norm was right there in that postcard, so I read it one more time before he died. Dear Warren, do you still remember me? Old friend I hadn't seen since 1963. How's the family? We could outrun any storm. Lord, those skies were warm. We were so much younger then. We were brothers of the wind. Love, Norm. Still remember me? Old friend I haven't seen since 1963. How's the family? Do you remember when we could outrun any storm? Lord, those skies were warm. We were so much younger then. We were brothers of the wind. Love, Norm. Someday we're gonna fly again. We're brothers of the wind. Love, Norm. Very nice. All right. Mark Horowitz, Tim Lorsch, thank you. Well, to continue with the theme of death, I actually had a friend who was 94 died last summer. And I sang this at his memorial service. So I wanted to bring this in. It's a song by Sean Galloway. Some of y'all know Sean. And when I heard this on his record way back, he hasn't played it in years, and I thought, man, this is a gem. And it's a beautiful song. It can work at a memorial. It's not cloying. It just fits nicely with the kind of energy that you want to feel when you're remembering someone that meant something to you.
One, two, three, four.
Life is full of losses, tears we keep inside, like the passing of our fathers, the son's last goodbye. Letting go's not easy when we're taught to hold the past. The fear of no tomorrow keeps grief in our grasp. But there's a road the faithful have followed, a world where happiness won't hide, where dreams rise from our sorrows, and doors forever open wide, where love abides. Dying's like a river that takes me to the sea, then new life's like a sailboat just waiting there for me. Then help me embrace the ways of the wise who dance into death with freedom in their eyes. Down a road the faithful have followed, a world where happiness won't hide, where dreams rise from our sorrows, and doors forever open wide, where love abides. Thank you. Love abides. Yeah. It does. Is there a bottle of water in the house? Is there a bottle of water in the house?
There are 5 bottles of water.
Ah, how nice.
Tim, do you need some water? Thank you.
Ah, it says be nice, purified water. Okay. You're very good health.
You know, Simon, I want to say something. I was praying when I thought I wasn't going to be able to come here that I had to come to Nashville because I'm from Nashville.
Yes.
And I love you, and I've met you before, and I thought, the one thing I've got to do when I come to Nashville is I've got to get enough free time to hear a great Nashville band. And you just did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gene. All right. We got the Reverend Gene's seal of approval.
Thank you. I reckon. I got one. I've got one, thank you very much. He said in his Nashville accent.
Got one.
Everybody's got Pure Nashvilleian, you can tell.
This is, there's the St. Louis Zoo seal of approval. I never thought of it this way. This is a song that I wrote on my way to Nashville one night, and it just sort of came out. And then I played it for a veteran songwriter here a couple weeks ago, and she goes, "Well, that's a children's song," and I never thought of it that way, but it really is. It's got a kind of an innocence to it that's nice, so this is called "Hat Full of Stars." I'll start it on the right note. Oh, I'll play it right too. On a night filled with stars, I fell asleep and had a dream. And all the stars fell down to earth like rain. I ran to catch some as they fell, filled up my hat with stars and brought it home to give to you. And I brought a hat full of stars to give to you. A hat full of stars to light your way when you get blue. A hat full of miracles to prove what love can do. I brought a hat full of stars to give to you. Walking one May morning when spring was in the breeze, the sun shone down so golden all around. I reached into that golden light, filled up my hat with sun and brought it home to give to you. And I brought a hat full of sun to give to you. A hat full of sun to light your way when you get blue. A hat full of miracles to prove what love can do. I brought a hat full of sun to give you. Sitting in the park, I watched the children while they played. My heart just overflowed with so much love. I reached into their laughter, filled up my hat with love and brought it home to give to you. And I brought a hat full of love to give to you. A hat full of love to fill a life that's always new. A hat full of miracles to prove what love can do. I brought a hat full of love to give it. I brought a hat full of stars to give to you. A hat full full of stars light your way when you get blue. A hat full of miracles prove what love can do. I brought a hat full of stars to give you. Yeah, hat full of stars. Yeah. Thank you, Don. Don is the psychic bass player. Okay. Even when the notes aren't there, he knows where to go. It's amazing. Well, this is a male fantasy song. What can I say? and it swings to boot. That's right. Every guitarist's fantasy is a male fantasy. Charlie, what you got? 1, 2. You walk in a bar, kind of feeling low. You have a few drinks and get a six-pack to go. You look around and don't see anyone new, but there's been somebody watching you. She sidles over, puts her hand on your arm. She's every inch a lady and she's got you charmed. She's easy to talk to the whole night through. Her eyes are so bright, they're looking right through your blue. She's got an easy kind of smile. She's easy, got an easy kind of style. She's easy, because she knows what she wants. She makes it easy to fall in love. So you try out a two-step and she swings her hair. She fits in your arms like she was made to be there. Fall for the feeling and the time just flies. She's falling for you by the look in her eyes. She's got an easy kind of smile. She's easy, got an easy kind of style. She's easy, because she knows what she wants. She makes it easy to fall in love. Two-step and she swings her hair. She fits in your arms like she was made to be there. Fall for the feeling and the time just flies. She's falling for you by the look in her eyes. She's got an easy kind of smile. She's easy, got an easy kind of style. She's easy, because she knows what she wants. She makes it easy to fall in love. She's easy, got an easy kind of smile. She's easy, got an easy kind of style. She's easy, because she knows what she wants. She makes it easy to fall in love, in love, in love, in love, in love. Thank you. It's actually in C, yeah. Well, it's not every day you hear a country rock song about meditation. But I found one. So this song is not conducive to meditation, but it extols and celebrates meditation. And this is by Wood Newton. And I think it's pretty clever myself. So it's called The Seventh Direction.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, I believe like the Cherokee, 7 is a lucky number. That noble tribe somehow survived the coming of the white man's thunder, and the wisdom of their ancient word can still be heard today. When things go wrong and you're all alone, it'll help you find your way. You look to the north, south, east, and west. You look up and then look down, and you're on the trail of happiness, but it's nowhere to be found. Before you become another lonely one who never makes the connection, close your eyes and look inside in the 7th direction. There's always a few who'll say we're fools, that it's only superstition. Their advice is to roll the dice when faced with indecision. And there's 1,000 clowns who'll swear up and down they're the only ones who know. The answer awaits in the secret place where only you can go. You look to the north, south, east, and west. You look up and then look down, and you're on the trail of happiness, but it's nowhere to be found. Before you become another lonely one who never makes the connection, close your eyes and look inside in the 7th direction. There you'll find your peace of mind when your dreams are tossed and torn. An amazing grace will fill the space at the center of the storm. Before you become another lonely one who never makes the connection, close your eyes and look inside in the 7th direction. Yeah, close your eyes and look inside in the 7th direction. Yeah. You know, I finally realized why, you know, it can be so difficult to learn how to meditate, because you know, when you're a little kid growing up and you're active and you're running all around, you know, your parents goes, sit down and shut up. And then you grow up and you learn about meditation. Somebody comes in and says, okay, now you have to sit down and be quiet. Well, what does that bring up? Sit down and shut up. Got to work through that just to be able to reach nirvana. So what great conditioning we grow up with, huh? This song was a gift. What can I say? I met some inspirational people one night at a metaphysical retreat. And they had me eat dinner with them, and they sat me down next to this woman I was attracted to, and I found myself marrying her 18 months later. And so there was a lot of attraction. And but you know, after dinner, I just was going back to my little bungalow there, and I thought, I just had some words trying to come together in my head, and suddenly they came together into this song. And the next day I was playing it because it's just like born, jumped full born from the brain of someone like Zeus. Anyway, I look in the mirror and say, you look a little like Zeus. And, and modest too, right? And so I was playing the song for the assembled multitudes before the event started that day, and Sydney was coming up the stairs, and she said, I fell in love with whoever was singing that song, and because we got married 40 feet from there 18 months later. So this song kind of is sprung from that kind of inspiration and feeling. Nope. Inspiration just goes so far, Then you run into real life, Oh, why is my nose so bruised on this wall? How many of us were children? How many of us were killed? Oh, how many of us are available? Let's see. One, I know for sure 2 of us are. And the other ones are keeping their card as close to their vest. So play them as you will, boys and girls.
Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 1.
Father who made me, Father who braved me, love is your name. Mother who feeds me, Mother who frees me, love is your name. Your name is Holy One, the wise believe. Your name is Christ the Son, alive in me. Love in me, live in me, sing in me, give in me. Here with you, I'm at peace. Breathe in me, flow in me, receive me, go with me. Let my life be your praise. Your holy face is all I see. When my brother's face to face with me. Love in me, live in me, sing in me, give in me. Here with you, I'm at peace. Breathe in me, flow in me, receive me, go with me. Let my life be your praise. Let my life be your praise. Let my life be your praise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do too. That one that always gets me going. Well, it was inspired. That wasn't one they had to think up. I want to take this opportunity to thank these guys because I'm having a ball up here, and it's because of y'all. And I feel tremendously supported. We haven't played very much together, and but it just speaks highly of these guys' expertise and their experience in their craft, and they know their craft. Tim Lorish, mandolin and fiddle. Charlie Morgan, drums and drums and drums.
And drums.
And drums.
And more drums.
Don Kieris, bass. Basically, bass. Yes, yes. And Mark Horwitz, keyboards and accordion. I'm doing a recording that's been rumored to be finished now for about 3 years. We're gonna finish it soon, and hey, and we thought we were finished with it, and I remembered this song, and it was when I first moved to Nashville in the early '90s. At all the writers' nights, the guy who wrote this song was singing this song, and everybody sang along with the chorus. I mean, everybody in town knew this song. And so it was used, somebody won You Can Be a Star with this song. It's been recorded 5 more times, never become a hit for anybody. And I really liked it, so I looked him up and found him, and he lives in Texas, and his name is Troy McConnell. And I said, Troy, can you send me have you got a digital version of this song? And he said, sure, I'll send it to you. So my producer and bass player friend who's producing the album, his name is Lance Hoppin. Y'all may know Lance, and Lance is a bass player for Orleans and a high harmony singer and writer. And so I said, I got another song. He's going, great. Because he was ready to go on to another project, And said, okay, play it for me. So I sat there, and it was Charlie and me and Lance, and I played the song for him. He said, okay, let's go. He set up his bass. We did the tracks. I mean, So Troy thinks this song is passé. You guys tell me what you think. I was born in Mississippi in a crowded one-room shack. I grew up picking cotton on the wrong side of the track. I remember Mama saying, son, don't ever lose your pride. So brother, can you tell me, what color am I? I was born in Arizona, where I was free to roam on a crowded reservation that they said was my home. But an eagle has no spirit if he's not allowed to fly. So brother, can you tell me, what color am I? What color am I on the inside, man? Can you tell what I feel by the shade of my skin? Just like you, I laugh and I cry. So brother, can you tell me, what color am I? From a strange and distant land, somewhere far across the sea, I came to work the railroad in the land of the free. But they treated me with hatred for the shape of my eyes. brother, can you tell me what color am I? I was born in America, and in my heart there is a dream that we will one day live together as a nation at peace. Like a story in a Bible about the lion and the lamb, where it finally doesn't matter what color I am. What color am I on the inside, man? Can you tell what I feel by the shade of my skin? Just like you, I laugh and I cry. So brother, can you tell me what color am I? What color am I on the inside, man? Can you tell what I feel by the shade of my skin? Just like you, I laugh and I cry. So brother, can you tell me what color am I? Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful song? Wow. Thank you. Isn't that perfect? I don't think it's passé, do you? Yeah. What's that?
Right after
Before the
show.
end of the year. I hope before
which
the end
year?
of this year.
Which decade?
Yeah. Hey!
Who said that?
Was that the voice of God?
No, it wasn't.
That was a bleeding drummer.
It's the bloody drummer. Sacked again. It's a funny way to hand in my notice.
Huh? What? Yes. Well, this is another one that was sort of dropped in, and it's kind of a blessing. I wrote this, I don't know, about in 1987. And it kind of, the inspiration was, it kind of came from, there was, I had like a group that did a lot of really deep meditating and channeling work, and it was generally from good source. A real serious and committed source. And somebody steered this person to our group who thought they were Jesus reincarnated. And this was a very charismatic person, but ultimately someone who was pretty deeply flawed too. So I was sitting around thinking, well, what would happen if this person really had, or if somebody else had, walked in that was that, that embodied that kind of state of being that could basically be a living blessing. Okay, what would that be about? So, and then that sort of got swirled into this idea. So. But ultimately, we all have to step into that place, don't we? That's the essential lesson there. So, this is about that too. If I could find a man who sees beyond the shadows of his eyes, who cares enough to stand? Who knows a world of light beyond the skies? Who knows which words are true? Who sees beyond the deeds that some men do? Maybe I'll be that man. Maybe that man is you. If I could find a dream, a road to lead me out of darkest night, though narrow it may be, and dark along the way would end in light, then I would live that dream. I'd find the strength to make that dream be real. Maybe I'll find that dream as beggars find me. If I could find love that in a starry night would shine as day and see beyond the veils, forgiving all that fails or falls away, then I believe in love, and love will flood my heart and fill my eyes. Maybe I'll find that love, be born a child of light. Maybe I'll find that love, be born a child of light. Thank you. If I could. Thanks. I know it's late. Everybody's probably tired from fabulous workshops today, so we're going to do the encore now. Is that okay? Yeah? Then you don't have to move and go out and come back in, and we don't have to go out and come back in. And, you know. Hey? Okay. I can flow with that. So from the sublime to the ridiculous. This is a family song. It's perfectly acceptable for all the children in the audience to enjoy. And this is basically a song about 4 adults and 2 little babies. Okay. I'm being corrected by them as knows what's up, what's what. Okay, 2, 3. I'll do it right. I was 23. I was married to a widder who was pretty as could be. Well, this widder had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her, soon they two were wed. Well, this made my dad my son-in-law, changed my very life. My daughter was my mother, 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. This little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, and it made me very sad. 'Cause if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother to the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. My father's wife then had a son that kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. Now if my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild, and every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. 'Cause now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. Y'all want to sing a verse of this with us? 2, 3 now. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. Yeah. You just knew that was in there, didn't you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's that, an encore? Okay, why not?
We're off the stage. We're on the stage.
What's that?
We're off the stage. We're on the stage.
Okay, you can just imagine that we just left and came back, and there's been like a time warp. It's been like a you know a wrinkle in time, a tesseract, and we're back. Thank you. Well, rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'm gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Well, I ain't gonna work out on no railroad, ain't gonna work out on no farm. I'm gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'm gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Roll it, Tim. she could weave and spin. Daddy owned a liquor still up on the side of the hill, watching that old money rolling in. Roll on in now, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. We're gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Making fresh Mountain Dew. Do tell. Threw in a rose just for you. And you. Good buddies, I'll tell you no lie. It's a mighty fine way to fry. So I brewed up just enough for 5. It's a good day to die. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms. We're gonna lay around that shack till the mail train comes back. In my sweet baby's arms. Well, I was sitting in the window singing to my love when the slot bucket fell from my window up above. Mule and a grasshopper eating ice cream. Mule got sick and we laid him on a beam. Stay all night, stay a little longer. Dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why you don't stay a little longer. Well, grab your gal and pat her on the head. If she don't like bitches, you to feed her cornbread. Gals on the big creek about half grown. Jump on a man like a dog on a bone. Stay all night, stay a little longer. Dance dance a little longer. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why you don't stay a little longer. Bitches, you to feed her cornbread. Gal on the big creek where how I've grown. Jump on a man like a dog on a bone. Stay all night, stay a little longer. 5 minutes road, don't you get a look. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why I don't stay a little longer. Well, I was sitting in the window singing to my love when the slop bucket fell from a window up above. Mule and a grasshopper eating ice cream. Mule got sick and we laid him on the beam. Stay all night, stay a little longer. Dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why you don't stay all night, stay a little longer. Dance all night, dance a little longer. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why you don't stay all night, stay a little longer. Dance all night and a little longer. Pull off your coat, throw it in the corner. Don't see why I don't stay a little longer. Stay all night, stay a little longer. Thank you. Tim Lorsch, mandolin, fiddle, vocals. Charles Morgan, drums and vocals and drums and vocals. Don Kears at the bass. Mark Horvitz, keyboards and accordion. I'm Simon McCain. Have a blessed weekend. And oh yes, and Rick, we couldn't have done it without you, bud. Thank you. And we release the directions: the center, the above, the below, the north, the west, the south, the east, with gratitude. Have a good night, y'all. Have a great conference.